Hello everybody, welcome on in. Today, it's been a little while since I saw you and you saw me. I've been busy actually, and I hope that you guys have been busy too. It's been kind of hot here. Hey Maureen and Linda and Cindy, how are you? I'm happy to be back today. I have lots of things to show you. Thanks for all the thumbs up. I appreciate it. It's great to be back. Last week, I was off on a little adventure with my husband and a couple friends. If you saw, I actually did post some pictures online. We had a fantastic time in Colorado. We conquered our second 14er. We climbed Handy's Peak last week at 14,058 feet, and it was the most absolutely beautiful and exhilarating hike that we have been on in a long time. It was just gorgeous. I'm always up for a challenge, and it was fantastic, I have to say. Climbing to that altitude and seeing all the mountains below us, there is just nothing else like it in the world. So that was my little adventure last week, what I was off doing. And then I came home and I got some really great deliveries that I am sharing with you. I'm so excited about my new fabrics that are here in-house. They are up on the site and they have been flying off the shelf, which is great. So that tells me that you like them, and I love them too, and I want to share them with you today and tell you a little bit about how I came to designing the digital line, because a lot of you are aware that I design batiks. This quilt behind me is one of my patterns, one of my designs. It's called Zig and My Zag. It's a paper piece pattern, and it is made out of my Mandala Magic fabric line, which I still have some in the shop. So if you still want some, you can get it. My friend Kyra pieced this one for me, and the pattern is also available online as well. So it looks like people are here from everywhere. Miami, Nebraska, Wyoming, Ohio, Colorado, Georgia. Awesome. Good to see you all here. So if you would like, share this video on your timeline. You can share it now if you'd like. And I'm going to kind of jump in to how my fabric line came about. And then I'm going to show you each one. I have two fabric lines. I have Opposites Attract, and I have my Color Splash, and they just speak to me. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that and where the idea came from. Now, as many of you know, I designed for Island Batik, but Island Batik now has another company called Sweet Bee Fabrics, which is digital fabrics. If you're not familiar with digital printing, a lot of companies do it now. It's not the same as screen printing. It is digital, so the threads are not soaked through, and I'll show you what I mean. They print digitally on the fabric, so it's really kind of cool. Fabric is great, high quality, and the colors are very vibrant. So I'm super happy about that. I'm going to put up a few things up. I'm going to put a few overlays up on the screen here so you can kind of see where this all came about. So my new fabric line was inspired by my Mandala Magic fabric, and I'm going to show you a few comparisons when we get to that. But let me go ahead and let's see what I've got here. I want to put up a few quilts that I mocked up with the new fabric line. So this is actually a Judy Niemeyer pattern called Lotus Flower, and I mocked this one up with both of my fabric lines. I mocked it up with the Color Splash and with the Opposites Attract. So you'll see both of those fabrics, or both of those fabric collections in this particular quilt. And this is a Judy Niemeyer pattern. As many of you know, I am a Judy Niemeyer certified instructor. So of course I had to do mock up a few, and I think I'm going to be making this one. My friend Lucille Amos, who is also a certified instructor, she just purchased all the fabric to make this quilt this morning. She purchased it all, so she's going to be making it as well. But I love how pretty it is. I love how the white actually sets off those bold colors. And I just am in love with this particular quilt. So let me show you another one. I did a bunch of mock-ups so you can see. So this one is my very, very popular pattern, Mountains and Plains. Let me see if I can make it just a little bit bigger for you. This is actually a fat quarter quilt. So actually a fat quarter bundle of these would work very well for this quilt. And then you just need the background fabric to complete the look. This is my Mountains and Plains. I'm actually going to be teaching this class in Boca Raton with Stitch in Heaven. If you want to join me for a week-long retreat in January, I'll be teaching this quilt. But this is my Mountains and Plains with a light background with one of the white fabrics in my opposites attract. I have this mirror thing is killing me here. So with one of the white fabrics as the background. Then I did, let's see, what's the next quilt I have here? So this one here is my Fresh Palette quilt. It's an older design of mine. It's a machine applique, but I thought it looked super pretty with one of the stripes that from my this collection, from one of my stripes from this collection as the inner borders, and then just two of the other fabrics from here, from the Color Splash collection as the circles, and then I used a variety of different black and whites as the background fabrics. So this one's called Fresh Palette, and I thought it looked kind of pretty. I just kind of played with it. You could do more fabrics in it, and if you wanted to. But it kind of looked pretty. Then I did, let's see, I did a mock-up of, this is my fractal pattern, and I thought this one was a great one to just showcase some of the fabrics because you have these big 60-degree triangles, and I chose to do the black and white fabrics in the triangles versus the Color Splash fabrics. So I really like the look of this one, and you can change, I mean, you could change the sashing out to different colors, but I kept it all cohesive, used the border fabrics and the sashing fabrics, kept them as the same fabric. So it's really cool, and that pattern is called Fractal, but it's a great pattern to show those prints off. Okay, so now the next one I believe is the dark version. Hang on. My mouse doesn't want to work here. Come on down here. Let me there we go. I got it on my knee and it works. I'm going to show you, this is my Mountains and Plains with the dark background. So I'm curious to see, what do you think? Do you like the Mountains and Plains with the darker background, or do you like it with the lighter background? I would love to see in your comments what you think as far as, do you like it with the lighter or the darker background? Hey there, Kyra. I don't know if you heard, I was telling them that you made the quilt behind me, which is awesome. Hey, Lisa. And there's Jerry Kiev. He is, hey, how are you today, Jerry? He is one of my fellow workers, if you're in designers at Island Batik. He is just phenomenal. So welcome in, Jerry. I'm glad you are here. So this one, again, this is a fat quarter quilt, so it would take a bundle like this plus a background, and oops, I just made it bigger, sorry, there we go, a little smaller, and then you can make my Mountains and Plains quilt. And I would love to know if you like the back or light. So let's see, we've got some people who are saying lighter, darker. I like both the dark and the light, but both are nice. Dark and light. So it's like a mix. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put them up here side by side. Would that be cool? So you can kind of see. I'm going to shrink it down a little bit. So this is the beauty of technology. Let me just go up here and find the lighter one. And let's put that up there. And let's shrink this down so you can see them side by side. Okay, let's see. So there's the lighter one, there's the darker one. And you can kind of see, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure which one I actually like better. I kind of like them both. That's a tough one. Maybe I'll put a poll up on my Instagram story as to which one you like better and see how many votes A and B gets. What do you think? So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should, at Quilter623. I often put different stuff in my Instagram stories than I do actually in my posts. So if you want to follow me there, Quilter623, follow me there, and then you get to vote on things like this. And I often do polls and questions, etc. So, which is kind of cool. But I don't know. I'm not sure which I like better. I guess it depends on the mood you're in, right? Definitely wow, it looks like a lot of people are, well, it almost looks half and half. Anyway, so those are some of the quilts that I mocked up. Now I want to show you just a little bit, talk to you about a little bit about the inspiration of, let me just see which one this was. I think this was the last quilt. Yeah, that was the Mountains and Plains quilt. This was just one of the things that Sweet Bee used to market the collection to the quilt shops. So I hope that your quilt shops are getting them in. Like I said, if you can't find it in your local quilt shops, I do have it online here, but definitely support local if you can. So let's see. So this is just, here's just a little bit of what's in my Opposites Attract collection. I'm going to show you the fabrics. I'm going to do an overhead view so you can see each and every one, because I think it'll give you a different perspective. So that's the black and white Opposites Attract collection. And this one is the Color Splash collection, which of course I adore, but the two of them combined together is what really gets my creative juices flowing, because I think black and white with any kind of color is phenomenal. I just think it sets things off beautifully. Okay, so I want to show you here. So this is one of the mock-ups, if you will, before we went to, I decided on the final designs for the collections. This did not make the cut. I chose not to use this one for a lot of reasons. I love this one, but this did not make it. So it goes through various stages where your designs kind of morph, and then you have to decide what you actually want in the collection. So that particular one did not go in the collection. There it is. I'm sorry, got the wrong one again. Then, oh, wait. Hang on. And there's Spots. This one actually did go in the collection, and I can show that one to you. Here, let me move this over to the side. Whoops, making it bigger. I'm using my husband's mouse, so I'm not used to it. So I'm going to go overhead here with this one so you can see. So that one makes it in the collection. And let me show you. I'm going to put it here. Oops. I'm going to actually, hang on one second. My husband's mouse, I'm just not used to using his mouse. So let me see if I can make it go smaller. There we go. Okay, using my trackpad. So there, you can see how the original rendering looks just like the actual fabric. Is that not cool? Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple things here. So I'm going to go page by page here because this is actually a PDF. So this one did not make it. And you see the difference in the fabric. And I added, let's go back to the other page. I added just that little white outline, and it makes all the bit of difference to me. That's without the white outline. So now there's your black and white, and that one made it to the collection. So let's show you the black and white. There's the black and white, so you can see what that looks like. Isn't that cool? So you can see that. Then here is the white, which is made it to the collection as well. So here is the white, and you can see how that looks. So that's the original rendering on the one side, and then the actual fabric on the other. And then this one did not make the collection, although I love it to pieces and would love for that to happen. That would be awesome. Maybe it will in another collection. I'd love to hear from you guys. There is the black and white, or this one again, but it makes all the difference. And there it is without. And you could tell it's actually, this one was we were just scaling them, so I don't know if you could tell. There's a difference in the scale on these. And there's a much larger scale, which is what we did not do. So you can tell it's a larger scale. It did not do the larger scale. Went with a little bit smaller. And that one I love too. So that's the circles. Let's go back, I think. Oh no, let's go here. I'm going to show you triangles, ones that made it and ones that did not. So those made it. These black and white triangles made the collection. So let me move this off to the side. And you can see the scaling on that. And it looks just like it. Love it. So, and this one also made the collection. The black and white made the collection as well. And it's hard for you to see those little triangles, but they're there. And then that one did not make the collection. I chose different colors, so maybe we can make them. And that also did not make the collection. Love them equally the same. There's your black and white again, and the white and black. And that one's not in the collection either. So I can totally see like another collection coming up here. What do you think with some of these other ones that didn't make the collection? Maybe it totally, like a sister collection. What do you think? That would be kind of cool. And see, this one's just scaled up a bit because you can see the scale on this one is much smaller, and those are a little more medium like, and that one's not in the collection either. But you can see kind of the process that you go through with these. The process that we go through to choosing what you're going to put in a collection and what you're not going to put in a collection. Now, let me show you. I'm going to go overhead and I'm going to show you each design in the collection. And then I want to show you where the inspiration actually came for these designs. So let's go overhead again, and I'm going to show you the patterns in. So I showed you this one already. This one is the colorful circles and circles, which I absolutely love. And while I'm here, let me just show you the back side of this. So you can see the back side. It's nice. It's beautiful weight and hand to the fabric. So it's really, really nice. So these will go beautiful in your stash, and then, of course, in any other project that you might have. I'm going to set myself in the inset here so you can see me as well. This one has to be probably my most favorite fabric of the collection. This was really the inspiration piece for the entire collection. So these are mandalas. They did not make it in my batik collection, which is behind me, because they're too close together. It would have been hard to make the chop for these because the batiks are hand stamped. So, but digitally, you can do it. And it was phenomenal. It works great, and there's lots of color. Works great as a border, a backing, whatever you want it to be. And this is where I drew elements out of each mandala and drew them into the companion fabrics in the collection. So this one is one of my favorites in the entire collection. All right, then we've got these little guys, which I absolutely adore. Yes, they kind of look like little COVID, but a lot of people were saying that about the mandala magic too, and that's, you'll see some. I'm going to show you a couple of those. So that one comes in a couple colors, 3 different colors in the collection. So it's got the purple, the green, and the yellow. Gotta have those colors in the collection. So those were some of those fabrics, or those designs, I should say. Then we've got this design, which is part of your mandala as well. and I've got it in blue and orange. So I'm covering the rainbow here, which I absolutely love to do. Rainbow colors, that's me. That's why this collection is called Color Splash. So those two designs in the collection. Then we have these two designs in the collection. They're a little bit smaller scale as opposed to this one. So you can see the scale is just a little bit smaller. These are just a little bit bigger. These have been scaled down, but I've got red and like a deeper purple, which is beautiful. Then I love stripes, so I had to have stripes in the collection. So I have 3 different colors of stripes. So I've got the green background with stripes that have little circles and squares. Then I have the black background, which just has circles in the stripes. And then I have this like raspberry background, which also just has circles, but they're outlined by a black line to kind of define them a little bit. So those are the stripes. They're great for borders, sashings, binding, you name it. They're great for that kind of thing. Then I have the triangles in this collection, which I have them in orange and like a pink kind of, not true pink, but more of like a, not quite a fuchsia, but it's in that pink family. I don't know what you want to call it. Maybe like a watermelon. But anyway, these are the triangles in the collection. And I should show you, so I showed you the circles, but I had it in 2 colors in Color Splash. I have it in this like, it's really a bright blue. I think they call it, Sweet Bee calls it medium pool, but I think of it as like a little bit deeper robin's egg blue, or actually my friend Susan would call it Tiffany blue. There you go, Tiffany blue. So for those of you who like Tiffany, you got a Tiffany blue. And I have one other design in the collection in a red, which has these multicolor small little mandalas that were taken from that initial mandala print. Now I want to show you the black and whites. So of course, here is the feature fabric to this one. So it's basically this fabric is this colored in. Is that cool? But it's so beautiful. Again, great as a border, a backing, you name it. So I had so much fun. And you can even just buy this and color it in yourself if you wanted with fabric pens. So if you didn't want to buy the colored one, you could color in a few and keep some black and white. How cool would that be, right? Then I have this again. This was in the Color Splash, but this is your black background with the white. And then I chose this one to do without any little circles around them. So this is much more like my Mandala Magic fabric line, where I had them separate like this. And I love how they look. They almost kind of look like little snowflakes. Then of course we have positive and negative stripes, but this white background stripe has squares and circles, and this one just has the circles. So you've got your black and white stripes. Then you've got some mandalas again, but smaller. And you can actually fussy cut these too. How fun would that be to fussy cut and applique them somewhere like on your quilt? This one we scaled up a little bit. We made them a little bit larger so that if you wanted to fussy cut, they're almost like a button size, like a larger button size, and they're pretty cool. I like them that way, and they're great for fussy cutting as well. Then I did my triangles, which I showed you before, and you got them in the positive and the negative, the black background and the white background, and the circles with the black background and the white background. So those are the 2 entire collections, the Opposites Attract and the Color Splash. Now I just want to show you where I got some of the inspiration from. So a lot of you are familiar with my Mandala Magic fabric line. This is the batik version, if you will, but the batik version was designed differently because they have to actually make the stamps. They make them out of copper wire to make these fabrics. So you can see I did a lot of mandalas designs on this fabric, and I still have some of this left in the shop as well. And then you'll see some of the same type of design. Let me see if I can pull one out here. Grab it real quick. Where is it? Here. So you can see here, see that star in the center there? There's that little star. So I pulled that out and put it in this collection. And then I also have it in the black and white batik, like that as well. And then, of course, then I've got the little triangles. But what I did in the Mandala Magic is I put little mandalas in with the triangles. So the I just pulled the triangles out and used them in the color splash and the opposites attract. Then the little ones that I said look like COVID, and there they are. And I also had it, I have it in actually several colors in the Mandala Magic. So it's in the green, the green, there's purple, there's yellow, and I think there's a multi as well. But just so you know too, I pair up batiks with the cotton prints too. These opposites attract would go beautiful with the batik line as well. So if there's a color that you're looking for, you might want to pair them up with that as well. So let me just go back to this screen so you can just see me. So those are the fabric lines. The process is a little bit different than batik process because, like I said, it's a digital process, and they're printing them overseas. COVID, unfortunately, did kind of put the stops to a lot of it along the way. They would have been here earlier, but they're here now. So we're happy they're here now. I'm going to start creating some quilts out of them so that you can see, and I hope that you will also make some quilts out of them. But I'm curious to know too, if you have any questions in regards to these. I'm going to scroll back a little bit in the comments, but if you have any questions, type it in the comments, and I will answer them. So let's see. There is a question here by Deb. She says, can you get material to make this quilt? Which quilt are you referring to, Deb? All the fabrics that I've shown you are available on my website. And I will have the link to you in the description. If you're watching me on YouTube later, the link will be below. If you're watching me on Facebook, it'll also be below. In Instagram, I think it's above. One of them is above. Anyway, but all the fabric is currently available, and it is on my website. Let's see. Let me just scroll back a little bit more. Oh, someone from the Netherlands is watching. Let's see. And it's in the evening. Annika, I'm thinking, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Annika. Welcome in from the Netherlands. Let's see. I really like the light, people voting on the light, dark. Let's see if there's any questions here. Mountains and plains, like the example. Yes, Deb. So Deb wanted to know if you could create mountains and plains. Yes, basically all you need is the fat quarter bundle, or you can purchase half yard cuts, which is actually equal to 2 fat quarters. So you would actually have an extra fat quarter. You can make the quilt larger if you wanted, or save those extra fat quarters that you're creating for another quilt. And then you just need the extra background. The pattern and the fabric are available both on my website. So they are currently available. Let's see. So Deb says, no, not Deb. Carol says, when will the black and white bundle be available again? So the black and white bundle sold out super fast last night. And I just did a soft opening. I didn't even, I did a couple announcements on social media, and it sold out super fast. So I have to fill current orders first before I could go ahead and cut up more fat quarter bundles. So what I suggest you do, if that is something that you want, if you go to the website, when something becomes unavailable, there's a little button that comes up and it says notify me. if you click on that notify me button and just fill out your email address, as soon as I put it back in stock, an automatic email will get sent directly to you telling you that it's available again. And then all you have to do is click on the link in your email and you can make that purchase. So I would say watch over the next, I would say probably Friday, maybe Friday or Saturday. Watch over those couple days. I'll be filling orders mostly tomorrow and shipping. So if there's enough to make more fat quarter bundles, I will do that and they will be available. So I'm saying within the next couple days. So keep an eye out for that, Carol. Let's see. You are welcome, Deb. Are there any other questions about this line or either of the lines or any of the patterns, etc.? I can't tell you how excited I am about this particular launch of fabrics. I've been waiting a long time, and I actually should have brought over, I have them over there as the sheets that the sales reps bring around to the quilt shops when they're, the quilt shops are buying fabric in for themselves. So it's kind of neat to see what the quilt shops see when they're purchasing fabric. But I forgot to bring it over here, so I'm sorry. It slipped my mind. Anyway, if there are no other questions, let me just scroll back and see if there were some other questions. I'm looking at your comments. A lot of voting on the dark and the light. And a lot of everybody's from all over. This is wonderful. Oh, and there's Elizabeth is here too. Awesome, Elizabeth is here. Elizabeth is another one of my Island Batik people. She's fabulous to work with. I love both Elizabeth and Jerry. They are fabulous, fabulous to work with. They are like the brains behind the scenes. So anyway, well, if there are no other questions, I want to thank you for joining me today. I super appreciate you taking the time to join me. I will remember, I'm here every other week. I won't be here next week. I will be visiting with my mother-in-law, my in-laws. My mother-in-law turns 95 next week. So we haven't seen her in 2 years, and we are really excited to go to see her and help her to celebrate her 95th birthday. So I will be there celebrating. Won't be doing a Watch Me Wednesday, but I will be posting. So definitely take a peek at the Facebook page and Instagram again, and my YouTube channel. So if you have any other questions and you put them in the comments, I will answer them. But until 2 weeks from now, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Happy quilting. And again, if you want any of the fabric, just head to my shop online and you can place your orders. I will make sure that the links are there for you. And you have a fantastic week. Love you all. Happy quilting. Bye-bye.